Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to our Lawn Fawn demo with Leslie. Welcome everybody. It's Deanna here. I'm just going to take a moment to do a quick little intro, get everybody popping on, and then we are going to get started. So good morning everybody. Just bear with us as we are getting loaded up. So if we have problems, you'll go like that. I'm just showing Leslie a few things. Refresh. And then go right back into it. There we go. We got some people hopping on. Hop on, say hello. We are having a little bit of trouble with comments and Facebook. We can see them all, but we have to refresh. So just in case you are saying hello and we don't see you, just so that you know we are trying. So there we go. All right, I can see a few of you, so good morning. Maybe somebody can give me some emojis. We'll see if those are working today. I actually haven't tried those yet. But good morning. Hello. So this is Deanna, and I am going to be passing it on to Leslie. Leslie is going to be doing a demo this morning using the Lawn Fawn coffee cup. If you don't know Leslie, Leslie loves Lawn Fawn, which is fantastic because she's very knowledgeable in that department. So if you are ever looking for some help with your Lawn Fawn, feel free to reach out to Leslie. But we are going to be walking you through how to do this, and then you can see that Leslie has created a whole bunch of different cards. She'll show you how to do it as a gift card holder, which is my favorite thing, and we'll keep watching these comments. They're just a little bit slow. So I am going to be passing this on. I'm going to be trying to answer some comments on a computer as well. This is Leslie's first live. So I know I don't have to tell you guys to be gentle, be kind, because you guys are all fantastic. You're going to see a lot more of Leslie. She's going to take over some crafty hours, and eventually we are going to be getting her to do some classes as well. So I'm going to pass this on to Leslie. Have fun. Just a reminder, this is a demo, so it is not necessarily a craft along. You can go back and watch this at any time, but I recommend grabbing a nice eggnog latte, sitting back and having a watch of how to create these fun cards. So I am going to pass that on. Have fun, have a good morning, and enjoy your demo.
Thank you, Deanna. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm super excited. Like Deanna said, I do love my Lawn Fawn, so I'm super excited to be with you guys today. So on screen now you can see a couple of samples. I'm going to walk you through a couple of them, and then I've got some more inspiration at the end, as well as some products to show you that I'm going to be using today. If there's anything you're interested, just give us an email. We will also be putting up a Google Doc with some of the products that you can pre-order. We have some that are on their way now. We have a few things in the store, so let's get started. So to start off, this is the main die set that I'm going to be using today. So it comes with the coffee cup base and the lid and the sleeve and a few decorations, and then this one here is the slit if you're going to use it for the coffee cup, the gift card holder. So I'll just throw this off to the side, and this is the one we are going to start with. So let's just see. I think my comments have frozen, so let's try this again. Okay, so this is the one we're going to start with. Now I have pre-cut all the pieces just to save some time, but this is what we're going to end up with in the end. So to make this, oh, I didn't put a gift card holder on this one. This is just a regular one, but I will show you with the gift card holder. So what you need is the back of the card. This is the gift card holder, whatever piece you want for the pattern there. And then I've got the lid and the sleeve and some decorations. Okay, so we'll just move this out of the way and we'll start. So I'm gonna do a little bit of ink blending to start off with. I'm just using, my Distress inks here and a little blending brush, and I've got a sticky mat, but you guys can use whatever you like. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of darkness on the edge here. And I am using, sorry, what's the color? I'm using Aged Mahogany Distress ink, but any ink will do. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of interest here, and I'm also using a waffle flower sticky mat, just so I don't make a mess on Deanna's desk. And whatever blending brush you like, I have a whole bunch of different sizes that I like to use. Okay, so just adding a little bit of detail there, and then we'll get out some glue. So my favorite is the Barely Art glue because of the super fine tip, and Fawn die cuts are very tiny. Oh no, my glue is clogged. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're just gonna glue these together. And if you guys have any questions, I will try to pay attention to them if you just pop them in the comments there. So these can be however you like, but I'm gonna pop a couple of snowflakes on there. These are great for Christmas presents, or I've got a couple to show you later on that are not Christmas related at all. So for anyone in your life who loves coffee or tea. All right, and then we're gonna glue this sleeve right onto the coffee cup. And sometimes what I'll do, if you want a bit more dimension, is cut a second sleeve and glue it underneath. You can do the same thing with the lid if you like to give it more dimension. Today I'm just gonna do the one. So just as easy as that. It is a little bit bigger than the base, so sometimes I just look from the back to line it up. And now I'm gonna grab out my scoreboard. Okay, so normally if I was just making a regular card, I would put the score line here. But if you put a gift card in here, that is too high and you can't really open the card. So I'm gonna put it up a little higher. This was my first try, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing. So now I have learned better. So we're gonna take this one and line it up, and then I just usually do about the third line down here. Give that a score. So that's the part that holds the gift card, and then this is actually the base of the card. This one I tend to do in a little bit, thicker of cardstock. So this one is 100 pound and this one is only 80. It's up to you. You can use what you like. If you're not doing the gift card, if you're just making a regular card, then I would definitely use the heavier weight. If you're doing with the gift card holder and you're gluing two together, then I would definitely, or you can use a thinner one, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're just gonna put some glue on this flap here. You can use double-sided tape if you like. And then we just line these two up here. we'll just give it a minute for the glue to dry there. Just be careful because of the stitching here. The glue can kind of seep through and stick to other things. So just be mindful of how much glue and maybe try to avoid the stitching line there. Okay, and then for this part, we're gonna glue it on top. So you can do one of two things. You can use double-sided tape, and Lawn Fawn has a really great video showing you how to put this together. And so their suggestion is just double-sided tape here and leave a little bit of space for where the gift card will be, and then tape on the top. I glue mine. So what I tend to do is I put glue just on the outside of the stitching here all the way around, and then you can put glue on the whole top there. So it's up to you, and then just be really careful too when you're doing this one, because again, the glue can seep through the stitching and then stick your card together, which we don't want. Okay, so just like that, and then again, we're just gonna line this up right on top here and just hold that down really well, and just resist the urge to try putting your gift card in there right away until it's had time to dry, or else it is gonna come apart. Okay, so we'll just leave this to dry for a second and then I'll stick it. But that's basically it. You can decorate it. You can write on the inside. This Lawn Fawn paper is really fun because it's got another pattern on the front. It is a little bit thinner, so if you're using it for the back of the card, I would probably just glue a thicker piece behind it so it has some strength, but they do stand up, and you can put your gift card inside. Hopefully I don't open it like that. And that's a super fun way to give a gift card. So that's the first one. And I'm going to show you one more before we go. So I made this one into a shaker, which is super fun. I did this one with a stamp and die set, but there's also just a straight up die set that you could use. I can show you here that has the snowmen. So there's this Build a Snowman die set, and it's got all the cute little pieces, the scarf and all those fun things, mittens and different hats and things like that. So this time, instead of coloring, I just decided to use that one so we can cut it out instead of having to color it. So I'll just grab my pieces here. Maybe we'll set this one off to the side so you can see where we're going with that. Okay, so I've done the exact same thing as before. I cut out my base. Here's the front, and I've just cut out the image of the snowman. This time I used a piercing background plate to add some texture onto the back of the card. This is the snowflake one, but Lawn Fawn has a whole bunch of different ones that you could use. So basically you just make that one, and then you get some acetate or clear plastic here, and I'm just gonna cut this, cover up the opening, and then I'm gonna use my double-sided tape. You can use glue if you like, but I find it tends to slide around a lot and take longer to dry. So I just like double-sided tape when I'm doing shaker cards. I'll put it all the way around here and like that. And then take off the backing. Where did my pokey tool go? There we go. Okay, so we're gonna take off the backing here, and oops, just trim off any excess. This one doesn't have to be exact, of course. Oops. Sorry. My scissors. Okay. So we've got that, and then we're gonna get some foam tape. So any foam tape will do. I've got these foam strips here, which make it super easy because you don't have to cut anything. And we're just gonna put those all over the back. Make sure you don't leave any holes or else your shaker bits are going to fall out. And we can use any shaker bits we like. Just give me a second here. Oops. Sorry, I think my comments are freezing again. Just let me refresh here. Okay. So, just gonna put foam tape all around here. And oops. Okay. Add a few more so it doesn't collapse in the center, and also so you don't have to put quite so many shaker bits in here. And you can curve these. A little hint, if you want to make them more curved, it's easier if you take the backer off, and then you can curve them right around like that. And just make sure you have no holes because you don't want your bits to fall out. And then I'm just gonna put a few more around the top here. Oops. There we go. And maybe I'll put a couple more up here. Okay. And then to fill in your, or for your shaker bits, you can use whatever you like. I like to use a mix of different things. So glitter, I like to use some beads or something a bit heavier so that it makes a little bit of noise and it just helps things to move around a bit. And then we're gonna pull off the backing on all of this paper before we put the shaker bits in, because I find that's just easier, than your bits don't go flying around when you're trying to take the backing off. So let's do a few more here. Okay. And almost done. Grab out the shaker bits. If you want to use a powder tool, sometimes that helps things not to stick, which I probably should have done that before I took the release paper off, but that is okay. We'll just do this quickly here. And okay. So I have got some Lawn Fawn chunky glitter. Oops, might be a bit too much there, but that's okay. We'll just go with it. And then I've got some little seed beads that just add some nice movement and some sound, and maybe we'll get some little purple sequins, because I think I've got purple accessories to go with my snowman. And then you'll just take another cutout and just put that right on the back, close everything in, press it down nice and tight, make sure everything is sealed in there. And then you have your shaker. Okay, so now I've got some little accessories here. Oops, there we go. And we will just glue these on. So all these little bits come with the Build a Snowman die. And so sometimes what I like to do is I'll cut a solid one as well as a pattern one and kind of glue them together a little bit offset. So you get a little bit more definition in between the pieces. So maybe just like that. You also get a little bit more dimension, and I really like dimension on my cards, so I love that. So there's that one, and then this one there. You could also do some inking if you like instead, if you don't like cutting so many tiny little die bits, but I do, so I don't mind all the little pieces, but whichever you like there. Oops. And I really do like liquid glue because then you have the time to move the bits around. So now I'm just gonna glue this on the front here. And just put that right there. Oops, should have glued this one first. I'm just gonna slip that just underneath. Don't want to cover up too much of the shaker there. And then I also got some ear muffs. Whoops. But it also comes with a hat if you prefer that. And again, I'm just going to layer the pattern paper with a solid one. Sorry, just refreshing again. Oh, there we go. Hi, Julie. Okay, so I'm gonna glue the little earmuffs together, and just like that. And this is some pattern paper from the Candy Cane Lane pack. I use the 6x6 and the 12x12. This is from their latest, or their Christmas release, which was a couple of months ago. Their new release for Valentine's is coming up on December the 12th. And we have ordered everything, so those of you who are interested, it is all on its way. We've got a Google Doc made up, so you can order all the new things. Oops, I used the wrong snowman die for this one. I didn't use the one that this fits on, but anyways, close enough. And then we'll just do the little nose here. If you want, you can use a little pickup tool for all the small bits. I do have one that I like to use sometimes. I'll probably use them here when I do the eyes because they're super tiny. You could also put double-sided adhesive sheets on the back of these before you cut them out, so you don't have to glue it. Okay, and one more. Oops. So we'll just glue that one there, like that. And then got a couple of little buttons, maybe just to add some detail, but of course you can dress them up however you like. And then I've got some little arms here. And you can add those or not add those depending on what you like. But since they're already here, I guess we'll just add them. Oops. Can holding something if you like. Maybe a little cup of coffee, something like that. Oops, sorry. Excuse my arm. I think mine has frozen again. And I probably should have added this first too. Let me see if I can pry that scarf up a little bit and just put it, I'm gonna cut it a little bit shorter. I'm gonna cut it even shorter than that. Definitely should have put the arms on first. Oops. Better for next time. Okay. So just like that. Oh, I didn't make a lid for it. But anyways, if you wanted to, of course, you could always put a lid on the top, and then you can use that as a shaker or a tag. This one, of course, is going to be a bit thicker. But here, we can make that one into a card too quickly. So if you're not using it to put a gift card in, then I would probably just suggest, like I said before, just scoring oops, kind of where the edge of the lid is, the kind of lip on the lid. It kind of seems like a logical place to do it, and then you get a bit more it's a bit more sturdy, or there it attaches a little bit more, so you're not going to be worried about it falling off. So I'll just do that on this one here. And there you go. So, and then I just put some little pink fresh gems. These are just the iridescent ones. There's also the glittery ones, which are amazing, just to give it some little embellishment there. Okay, so let me just clear this off a bit, and I'm going to show you a few more samples of other ones that I've done. Just to show you, these are good for every season. So this is the first one we made. This is the original one. If you've been in the store, you've seen this sitting on the counter for the last little bit there. This is one that I've done with an embossing folder. I think this is the one, if you bought the Sizzix switch that came with it, this heart one here. And then I just used some of the Long Fawn paper. I used some white iridescent paper, and I used this heart border die in a few different colors of cardstock. So that one's perfect for Valentine's Day. There. I made another shaker, so I made this penguin one that's super cute with like the shiny metallic snowflake paper. This is a Lawn Fawn paper from, I think it's from last year, but it is still available for that one. This one's not quite finished yet, but I was just making it look like a little cafe. I saw a card on the Lawn Fawn website from one of their design team members that I thought was really cute, so I made that one there. I've got this one that I just did this weekend. This one can be either like a tag or for your Christmas tree. I went a little crazy, but there's that same snowman that I used all the pieces in this one. And then this is a add-on for the Magic Iris die, but I don't have the Magic Iris. I just have this one with a cute little bow, and I use that snowflake die again on the back, and then just some twine with a hole to hang it up. So like I said, you can use it as a tag or an ornament, but that one's really cute. And then this one is going to be a bookmark. I haven't put the tassel on it yet, but this one is going to my niece in Germany. and she loves reading, so I just made her that little one with her name on it. And then the other thing is too, you can use these on cards. So this is just a regular A2 size card, 8.5 by 11. And that this coffee cup is sized perfectly to go on that. And again, that's the same stitch snowflake die in the background. And then this is just a holly die. This is an older one too, but it's one of those Deanna likes to call a stuffer that I just really like. That's this one here. So Merry Mistletoe, and you got the leaves and you got the berries and you got a cute little bow as well. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone has any questions or comments, but that's pretty much all I've got for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that was okay. My first time, but anyways, I will have some of the samples out in the store, so if you want to come in and take a closer look, or like I said, any of the products that you see that you want, we can order them for you. So just fill out, we'll have the Google Doc posted. Oh, it's already posted, Deanna told me. So you can take a look there, or you can shoot us an email or give us a call and we can get those things for you. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye.